All right, so here is an example of like when you send a message to the owner, it's going to come in here. They're going to get an email. It's going to say, hey, you got this. If they have their notification set up on their end for text messaging, they'll also get a text they can click on, and all things take them to their portal. Before I jump there, I'll show you. This is what it looks like where it says, hey, you got a new invoice ready, and they can click view invoice and take them to the portal. And then this is what it's going to look like. In this case, I'm directly connected to my bank. So my bank sent them an actual invoice that they pay, and it will withdraw from their bank account. So that's via ACH. So that was all done automatically. So here, if we see a pay invoice, this is what the invoice looks like via the system. I did nothing besides clicking earlier. So you can see here, PadPulse sent you an invoice, and you can see the thing. And so this kind of comes through with some, let's see what that invoice looks like here. So this one comes through based on what my invoice template is set up like inside of Mercury. So in essence, you could have this where, you know, just had their kind of fee breakdown on the invoice, and then this just come through and just say would management fee for the total. But it would allow them to easily set this up, and you know, you could have set due dates and payment instructions and kind of all that. But that came through from here. So yeah, they can click ACH debit and or pay the Mercury. So if we come back here, let's move through to here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to just delete this for now. We'll go through here. Now let's click on this message. We click on view message. It's going to take you to owner messaging. Here it's going to say, hey, the owner needs to log in. And in this case, it's actually under Travis Schwartz RN. And then email me a code because I don't remember my password. And before I get there, here you can see that's what it looks like when they were first invited to. So like this one count, they couldn't log in because it was never set up. So, but they were getting the other messages. So they'd be getting these. You'd have to invite them. They would click invite, set up their owner portal. Let's just say we made a password here, and let's create a new one real quick. Pause for that. Okay, so here now you can see like what they see on their side. So on the owner side, they log in, they can see they have 13 properties, total number of rooms. This would be, you know, invoice this month, gross revenue. This comes in from, you know, what gets uploaded on from PadSplits or the PadSplit income. Total number of maintenance that's open underneath your system, fees charged by the PM. Here's your overall like property occupancy. So they can see on a per property level like what occupancy is at. This one's surprisingly really low right now, and there's 2 open tickets there. And then yeah, so I can see 100%, 100%, 60%. That one by design. We actually need to fix that soon. Open it up. You know, 2 open tickets, 10 out of 10. So yeah, we can really see overall. And then these are the 2 properties that technically should be showing in like a different status because they're launch. All right. So here's the latest statements. I can click to jump to invoices. Here's the invoice that they see. They can see an overview of all of these items, various things, and then they're going to click to pay the invoice, which that's currently broken. It should route to, so note to self, I need to route to the actual Mercury invoice from the pay invoice on the invoice page for the owner. So they can see their properties. This is basically just the same thing they saw on the dashboard, just in a little bit different area. And here in messages is where they can see the messages. They can say, hello back. And then there'll be a button right here that says book with your property manager, book a time with the property manager if your calendar link had, you know, a URL in it. This is here. Approvals. This is essentially where they'd have to go and approve anything that was a ticket over their maintenance amount. Conceptually, this isn't wired up yet, but that's where it would go. Then I want it to also say like, hey, you have an approval here, which you'll click on it, which would open the same thing as if they clicked on it there. Marketplace, this is where they'll be able to see like deals that are for sale throughout the app. These are all testing ones, and they might say, I'm interested, which I'm not exactly sure what that does. All right, so this is where you can, they can also sell listings, or like this if your property man. So the idea would, they could like mark their own listings for sale. This would be like an upgrade thing where will be able to sell properties. Well, they'll make the owners have to upgrade is the goal. Open, I'm recording a video. And then here's like their settings where they can put in their information, update their own mailing address, email, turn on SMS or whatever they'd like to do for various things, and save their preferences, password, yada, yada, yada. So that's kind of standard stuff here. And then they can see easily notifications about anything that came through here, whether it's invoices or messages. So that's pretty much the whole system overall. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks.